All right, here we are in the Alfa Romeo Giulia. It's our first drive of the car, and all the fun starts like a Ferrari right here on the steering wheel with the start-stop button. This is a V6 twin turbo, making over 500 horsepower, and I just engaged race mode. Unfortunately, Alfa insists that not enough of you want a manual transmission to bring one to the States, although they have one in Europe. So, you might want to let them know that you'd appreciate one of these in a manual. And wow, I had my foot on the brake there and the car just starts moving. The problem with this car is that it has drive-by-wire braking. So there's no direct connection between the brake pedal and the actual brakes. So at low speeds, it feels very disconnected, almost like it's a button. Nice little slide there. Yeah, I mean, there's just no traditional feedback from the brake pedal that you're used to getting. Being in race mode, it's disconnected all of the traction control, so that's fun. The interior on this car is just phenomenal. I mean, look at the stitched leather. You've got carbon fiber everywhere. The suede inserts on the steering wheel and the seats are going to be in place. The driving position is great. The bolsters on the seat just hold you in like you're just grandma's hugging you, you know. It's fantastic. What else in here? I mean, it's the interior is just, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. The sight lines are awesome. You can see out of this car, fantastic. The rear window, it's normal. It's, you know, everything is good. You really can't complain about anything inside this car at all. Throttle response is really good. I'm not allowed to really give it any gas in here. We're inside. It's very smooth floor. It'll let the tires go at a moment's notice. And we're driving on Pirelli's winter tire, so there's really no traction to be had anyway, but the throttle response is excellent. The switches here, I mean, it's nothing fancy, it'll get the job done. You've got a very large screen. It's not a touch screen. Everything is controlled down by this knob here. That's where you get to play with the system. It's got a split screen. You can turn that on and off, and except in one important area, and I'm going to demonstrate that right now, where you cannot turn the split screen off. And we're going to put the life of these stormtroopers at risk while we do this. So, put it in reverse. That's your backup camera. It's tiny. And needlessly so, because it could be that whole thing. And what Alfa Romeo says is, well, we want you to see here where the sensors are. But as you'll see, they barely even go off. I'm already past the stormtroopers, and they barely even work. But there's no reason that this can't be moved over, and you can't get about a 50 or 60% wider screen. So that can be addressed in software, but that should be fixed. The manual mode in this thing is cool because you get these Ferrari-style column-mounted shifters, and they're huge. They feel great. They're all aluminum, and they're perfect. They're much better than the ones that you usually get, which are mounted to the steering wheel, and they're tiny. These are fantastic. So, yes, they didn't bring the manual over. Yes, that sucks like crazy. However, begrudgingly, I have to say that so far, the automatic with these paddle shifters is actually really good. And I hate saying that. I really hate saying that. The car definitely would be fantastic with the stick shift. It would also be very cool if they threw the all-wheel drive system onto this car and gave us that option as well, especially here in Chicago where it snows. It's nice to have that as an extra security blanket. And you can get all-wheel drive on the lower versions than the Quadrifoglio. And maybe one day, again, if enough people ask, Alfa will will accede to our requests and give us something along the lines of an all-wheel drive stick shift Giulia, which would be just incredible. But as the car sits, Alfa did a fantastic job. I mean, this is the first generation in a long time of the Giulia, and it's amazing that they have produced such an incredible car. So we are definitely going to get a chance to hopefully drive this again with some more speed and more seat time. Until then, we're gonna try to learn how to drive by braking by wire and using a tiny backup screen. Good job, Alfa, but you're almost there. A couple more tweaks.